I believe you said that for a movie of 5,000 as the budget, there's usually two outcomes. One is either they never get finished, or the filmmakers and the audience usually completely dissatisfied. Mm-hmm. Can we talk about your experience with Alta California, which was around 5,000?
Yeah, and I do want to clarify. So we shot it for 5,000, but in post-production, which took 5 years. We shot the movie in 2 weeks, but post-production took 5 years. And that was another 5,000 that I spent over the course of 5 years. So $10,000 total, but yeah, we shot it for 5,000 for sure. Yeah, so when people make movies, and I would say even micro-budget movies, but yeah, movies with very small budgets or your first feature that you're trying to make with your friends and family helping you out, yeah, a lot of the times they either, they never get made, or they get made but never finished, or they get finished but they never make it out of the cutting room floor. They're like get lost in the editing because the filmmakers are so disillusioned with their vision versus what they actually got to see, you know, with their expectations versus the product. Or they finish it and they never put it out because they're embarrassed by it. Or they go with it and it doesn't really do what they were hoping to accomplish with it, you know. So with this movie, I knew that was a possibility. I knew that in the worst case scenario, it would be, that the vision maybe wouldn't translate into the screen. But I knew no matter what, I was gonna finish it, no matter what. And there were so many false starts. But I thought if these people have come to me, they've helped me out for no money, the least I can do is have something to show for. Like at least you will have that credit that you did this and it's on IMDb. And of course, after that, luckily, surprisingly, fortunately, we've done very well with this movie. You know, we've won awards. And when we won those awards, we're competing against people with movies that are made for hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, sometimes millions, you know. So I'm very proud of what we did with nothing, you know. So in Fort Lauderdale, we won at the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival, we won the award for Best Directorial Debut. The female category of the female version of that category was won by Brittany Snow for her first feature film, Parachute. So
okay,
I love that, you know, because it's like such a contrast, you know. So I'm very thankful that not only did we make a movie, and I also have to thank, of course, my post-production team, Patricio Merena, my producer, Israel Vasquez also, and then Javier Colon Rios, our editor out of Puerto Rico. We actually shipped the hard drive through to him during the pandemic. Oh, wow. And he edited the movie down. He got rid of 30 minutes right away, and he made the movie so much what it is today. You know, the story, in a way, he kind of rewrote certain parts of the story, which you hope an editor does. And him as a director himself, a legit director, he's such a great editor. So that gave us a movie that was able to do really well, you know. And the festivals that we get in, whenever we get into a festival, we've been able to get an award or get nominated at least. And recently we screened at Dances with Films to a sold-out theater, and the Chinese theaters in Hollywood, and that was such a homecoming for our movie because we shot it here, but it's actually, we had never screened it in LA before that. So everybody kind of came out to celebrate. So it feels amazing that people put their trust in me and that we were able to deliver something they can be proud of.
Would you call yourself resourceful?
Now, yes. No, always, yes. I've had to be, for sure. I've had to be very resourceful since I moved here. And during this movie, that's the only thing I had was that. I mean, I have a very limited experience, pretty much no experience in filmmaking. I had a 6-week education in film, and then, reading books, watching YouTube videos, watching your channel, to be honest. A lot of film courage was part of my filmmaking education.
Oh, thank you.
So I had to be resourceful. So with whatever I had to make the most of it. So that's why my car is the primary mode of transportation and the main prop of the movie. And that's why the Airbnb was the place where we slept and where we shot, and we turned it into a hotel and we shot it. We went to a biker bar in Santa Ana that no longer exists, but it's like a very typical American biker bar. We went there after hours, and with a few flags and decorations, probably $100 worth of, probably $50 worth of Amazon items, decorations that I got from Amazon, we turned into a Mexican cantina in Rosarito. So much so that people actually think we shot it in Mexico too, because with movie magic, we go from Rosarito, we shoot everything right there, and then we go into the bar, and that actually took place in Orange County. So yeah, resources is all that I had to make this movie. The cast and crew, they're all resources of people that wanted to help me out and that wanted to be involved with this project. So yeah, we had to be very resourceful.
Where do you think that comes from? Because you said you hadn't been before, or maybe you didn't realize you were resourceful before.
Well, I came from a very privileged upbringing, so you don't need to be resourceful when everything is taken care of for you. So when education is paid for, and when you have a place to stay that you don't have to worry about rent, so that's how I grew up. But then when I came to the States, yeah, it's about making the most with whatever you got. So whatever little money I got to make waiting tables, I will spend it on tuition. So I became, not by choice, but I had to become resourceful to make it in this country.
I'm curious what your biggest strength is and what your biggest weakness is, and how did those play into getting this film finished?
Sure. My biggest strength, yeah, you mentioned it, I think, is resourcefulness, and also we've touched upon this, but my biggest strength will be that I knew the moment I made the decision, I'm gonna make a feature film, that was it. It was like, no matter what, I'm gonna get it done. So I'm like if you tell me you have a dream, I'm gonna tell you, okay, this is how we can do it. How can I help? Okay, do this, that, so I'm very much action-oriented when it comes to these things. My biggest weakness was my lack of experience and my lack of education in film. And yeah, that's a thing I had to battle with while making this movie. Again, at times I didn't have a shot list. I actually was supposed to be 3 main lead actors, but one of the cast members ended up not working. I couldn't cast it. It just either people had to work, or they wanted to do it but didn't have a passport, or their passport had expired, so they couldn't go to Mexico. I'm asking people to go to a different country with me. That's kind of crazy. And what I ended up doing is I was gonna have a very small character, side character, but then I ended up taking the lines of that third actor. So I had become like a part of the main cast at that point. And so that was also resourceful, I guess. Yeah, the director, but you know what? We need an actor, so I guess I'm gonna do it. So it was doing a lot of that. My mom acting in it, another resource. So definitely a lot of that. We have an original score, by the way, which is unheard of for a movie with this budget, but everything was composed by my producer and composer, VFX artist, Patricio Merena. Also, he did sound design. He did color correction. Imagine that, there were so many false starts in the making of this movie. And anytime we would hire somebody, because we did pay people in post-production, and every time we would hire somebody, sometimes it wouldn't work out. They would just leave the footage untouched for months and tell you they're gonna do it, but then they don't. So then Patrice would be like, you know what? Let me do it. I'll learn how to do it, and I'll do it as well. So me, it was more like, yeah, I may not know how to direct, but I'm gonna learn along the way, And I think my proudest moment as a director came when we were shooting an action scene. I've never shot an action scene before. It was during golden hour, because for some reason I thought that would be a good idea to shoot an action scene during golden hour. So we're losing light. It's my first action scene. I don't have a shot list. And yeah, we're losing light. And people can see my hesitation. So all the actors that were in the scene and all the crew also started pitching in. It's like, hey, maybe do this. How about you do this? Try this, try this. And at one point I'll be like, everybody, please be quiet. I'm sure somebody here has a better idea than I do, but I don't have the time for it. So I'm gonna have to make the decision, and to get this done it may not be the best version, but it's the one that will get it done. So I get why there's a hierarchy to filmmaking, because you need that. There are times collaboration is amazing, but when you don't have the time, you're losing light, there's no time for collaboration. You need to just do this, this, and that. I'm not sure this is the best way to do it, but we have to get it done. We shot the scene, we finished it. It looks great on film. through the magic of also our cinematographer, Joe Thurman, we did it. So I think that was probably my proudest moment as a filmmaker in the making of that movie.
And you sort of asserted your power in that moment. Mm-hmm. And did it feel good? Was it kind of scary? Like, oh, maybe they won't like me, but I know I have to do this?
Yeah, that's interesting too, because I've done, luckily they're all my friends. They were all my friends at that point. So there was this confidence in knowing that no matter what, we're gonna be cool. But right now, I need to be a bit of a jerk, you know? And that was probably, I had to assert myself and kind of like establish that authority that, I'm not a fan of doing that. Definitely it was a new thing, an uncomfortable thing for me, but I just can't listen to everybody's opinion right now. I need to do this, and we need to do what I say. And it sounds weird to say, but that's your job as a director, to like show people that I've made a decision, this is my vision, and we have to do it this way to achieve it. So trust me, and let's go. And that was it.
Yeah, what I love about what you've done, mm-hmm. And forgive me, I have not seen the film yet, but your social media, mm-hmm. and how you've put also, it looks like heart into the movie, but you put that into your promotion. You have a few set photos. I don't know how many you actually have. You have these cast and crew red carpet interviews. You haven't just let it be like, hey, here's my movie. Okay, I'm gonna wait for a bigger budget. You're actually taking time and care with it. And that's something I don't always see, so I commend you for that. That's really cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I always knew from the beginning that worst case scenario, if this movie was a complete disaster and a complete failure, I knew that talking about it was gonna be helpful. And if you're gonna learn from me, if you're not gonna learn what to do, at least you will learn what not to do. So I always knew I was gonna talk about the making of this movie. And also, if you have the time, promoting your movie can be fun. You can make it like a fun thing. And I do love talking about this movie. I love to talk, period. So talking about it was always like a fun thing. And I was, interviewing some of the cast and crew, like that was all very natural, So as a former stand-up comedian and, doing this podcast with friends as well, like that's also like, it exercises a different type of muscle, And as filmmakers, I think a lot of the times filmmakers don't promote themselves as much as they should, but I took it as like, let me make these mini videos, these mini vlogs, and you can see it on my channel. You can actually see different episodes of how this movie came together. So I like doing that. It's fun for sure.